I'm shaking so bad right now, dude. I'm so jazzed up. We're hunting eastern Colorado, the sand hills of Colorado. I discovered many years ago that if you're looking for coyote numbers in Colorado, that's the place to go. It's just requires quite a bit of walking to really cover the country. That's just part of the deal.
Coyote going to the right here, out in the very bottom. .313. Mange, man, it's just a bad epidemic that's running through the coyote population right now. Unfortunately, I don't see any into it, but at one time this was probably a really nice coyote, but not much use for it other than culling them out of the herd now.
One of the challenges that you sit down and you think, well, I can see a mile, so I'm going to see him coming from way out there, but the reality is they blend in well, especially on low light days, cloudy days. They're hard to see, and they can be in plain sight, hiding in plain sight, and you can't see them. And there are a lot of little dips and crannies, and they're pretty good about finding low spots. And you can be calling and thinking, gosh, I should see him coming, and then all of a sudden he's right there looking you in the eye, and that's just part of the game. And it's a challenge, and it makes it exciting when you're about ready to call the stand, and all of a sudden there he is, and you wonder how long he's been there.
Second day, first stand, I decided I was done with that AR with a red dot. Sitting there watching Geoff and TR whacking coyotes all day long the day before, so I got the long gun out and we went into this pivot that was mowed, perfect, especially for filming. And I was the guy on the downwind side, and TR called, and I could hear TNT, and then a couple of fights, and oh, boom, boom, booms. Man, I was like, man, I wish I was up there with them.
We're sitting in the middle of a kind of an old hay circle, surrounded by some pasture country to the north. We got the old dry river bottom behind us to the south. Wind's kind of coming in our face. From the left, kind of going back to the right. Rick's sitting back downwind of us about 100 yards in case something comes across the backside of this circle. But once again, TR is just starting off the stand with some lone howls. Subtle, not real aggressive, just kind of something to get the coyote's attention. And then he'll kind of roll into some prey distress again, but real calm wind, you know, we could have coyotes come from a long ways on this one. going left, TR. Wait till he's outside that. Probably gonna go straight away into the weeds. Probably. Couldn't get a shot quite at him anyways. Oh, that's him. Oh. So TR just shot a double right here. It never ceases to amaze me how well camouflaged coyotes are. We're sitting on a flat hayfield. And this coyote, the first one, got into about 150 before we even saw him. He just didn't stand there long enough, so sometimes you can rush the shot. But I knew he'd probably come out on TR's side, and sure enough he did, but the camera view was blocked. But while we were watching this one, I think we had a second coyote coming in from the left. And as soon as TR shot it, it started trotting away. TR dropped it. But we've only been here for about 10 minutes. We're gonna keep calling a little bit longer. There may be another coyote in here. So we had to do a short tracking job. Actually, it wasn't even a tracking job because there wasn't even any blood. But TR got a good mark where the coyote came into the weeds. His initial shot, we didn't get it on camera because the pivot was in the way, but the coyote knocked him down. He got up and kind of stumbled into the weeds. But he wasn't laying here about 50 yards. But one thing I've learned over the years on wounded coyotes, you know, it's best to get on them quick. It's not like deer hunt where they say back out and let them sit, because coyotes just seem to just go and go and go. They usually don't stop and lay up, so it's good to get on them. But we got a double. Oh, TR got a double. You know, one of the advantages when you're hunting with multiple guys, you know, on this trip we had 3 shooters plus a cameraman, so we had 4 guys on stand, and you would think in this big open country with not a lot of cover, it would be somewhat hard, and in some cases it is, but you know, if you can scatter out a little bit and you cover a little bit more of the radius around you with those guys, the better off you're gonna be. And we killed probably over half our coyotes with guys covering the left and right around the side. And I see it a lot. It seems like you sit down and guys will sit cheek to cheek with their rifles pointed the same direction. You know, if you can spread out, if you benefit from spreading out, spread out and do it. When you have this many guys, there were several stands during this trip where there was only one specific area, a very small area that we couldn't see from the main camera position, but we had enough guys, it was worth it to put one over there. And there were several times the coyotes did come from there. We weren't able to get them on camera, but we were able to get coyotes killed doing that.
Mid-morning day 2, we got on this little flat and it looked like you would be able to see a coyote coming for several hundred yards, and we had Geoff on the downwind. TR was running the call, and when I'm out here, it's really, really different because it's huge. And you would think it's so wide open you could see a coyote coming for miles, but them things are pop out like, oh man, it's right there 100 yards. I mean, and it's the sage and the yucca and the way the sand hills are, and it's fun, but it's totally different than what I'm used to.
One running into the front right. Coming on.
Bam, knocked it down. TR went to the schoolyard brawl, and wasn't a minute later, here come another one from a different angle. Boom, TR knocked it down, and it was kind of cool because they came to the same spot. I think the one TR shot stopped because it was standing there looking at the one that I shot. So that was a really really cool hunt when you have that happen.
You know, one of the things I absolutely love about coyote hunting is the highs and the lows. It's, you know, you can start off like a ball of fire like we did. You know, we had, you know, doubles. We had 4 or 5 coyotes killed by mid-morning on both the days we hunted. And then you just kind of get into a lull spot sometimes, but you just got to keep grinding them out. You know, there's not going to be coyotes in every corner that you hunt. You know, you're making essentially educated guesses on where you think those coyotes are going to be and setting up accordingly. And a lot of times you're not going to be right. You know, and sometimes there may even be a coyote there, but for whatever reason the coyote doesn't come to the call. And that's come to, you know, some of the challenges we ran into during this trip. You know, middle parts of the day, you know, even late into the afternoon, you know, we just weren't getting on coyotes, or maybe there were coyotes, but they just weren't wanting to come to the call. And no matter how great your call is, how great the sounds are, sometimes it just doesn't work. But you got to stick to it, you know, don't give up, and grind them out till the very end, and a lot of times it'll pay off.